Next up at UFC Mexico, we have the co-main event of the evening, and it's a rematch. We have Yair Rodriguez taking on Brian Ortega. Yair Rodriguez, 18-4 overall, 3-2 in his last 5 years, coming off the title loss to Alexander Volkanovski. He's taking on Brian Ortega, 15-3 overall, 2-3 in his last 5, and he's coming back after a year away and a handful of injuries. So I mentioned this is a rematch. These two fought. It was Brian Ortega's last fight. I just watched this. It only was one round. I just watched the whole round a few days ago. And people are annihilating me for how I interpreted that first round.
I can't wait to hear this, because if you go one way, you are a fucking idiot.
And I that is probably what's about to happen. And according to the comment section, I thought Brian Ortega looked decent. I thought he was going to win that round if he didn't blow his shoulder out. And I thought he had some success striking, and he obviously was able to close the distance and get a takedown. He got a takedown.
Guys, just
and then his shoulder blew out.
The premium is not just Angelo. Okay, the premium is not just Angelo. I'm there. It's fine. I've been up money every single card this year. So the premium is not just Angelo. So what he's saying right now, whew.
Man, I honestly thought he got the takedown. And if it went through the rest of the round, his shoulder didn't explode, I think he would have won that round. And this breakdown has a lot to do with that. But if I zoom out, we got Yair Rodriguez, insanely dangerous guy, very athletic, very fun striker. He will spin. He will take chances. He will make stuff happen. And even on the ground, he threatened with an arm bar against Brian Ortega almost immediately. So he's dangerous on the ground as well. That was a great snap. So Yair Rodriguez is dangerous on the feet and dangerous on the ground. But we did just watch him get absolutely smoked. The shit beat out of him by Alexander Volkanovski.
Headbutt.
Like Alexander Volkanovski. Yair Rodriguez is another failed lock of the week. I forgot about that week.
Headbutt.
And he got the absolute shit beat out of him. He's taking on Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega, phenomenal grappler who also has good striking. Is he as dynamic as Yair Rodriguez? No, literally nobody is in this weight class. At featherweight, Yair Rodriguez is the most dynamic striker. Brian Ortega is a very good striker. He does have very, very good jiu-jitsu. Takedowns aren't great, only 23% accuracy, but he'll get them. Takes a couple of tries. He is hit with almost 7 significant strikes per minute, which is a very high number. And he can be hot and cold in fights. He's got some fights where he looks like a killer, other fights where he's just a little bit of a dud. And I mentioned he's coming off that shoulder injury TKO loss to Yair Rodriguez. That was a year and a half ago. So I totally, Angelo got a cute puppy, and people comment on the stream. So Jacob's got to show his dog. Hi, Indy.
She can't hear you. She's not wearing headphones, dumbass.
Yeah, I'm the dumbass. She is a good dog. Fucking.
Look a baby. Oh, look at the baby.
Anyway,
Whoa.
She's a fat dog. I am starting to question myself based off of the wild feedback. That's crazy. Yair dominates. First of all, people's opinions and this line doesn't line up. According to the comments section, Yair Rodriguez is a minus 400 favorite. If you look at the odds, Brian Ortega opened as the favorite, a good size favorite at that. And I get it. I actually am going to pick Brian Ortega here in very low confidence. The reason I'm going to pick Brian Ortega, I feel like I already saw a little bit of this fight. And Brian got it to the ground after doing okay on the feet.
Was that your relapse night? Is that when you watched that fight?
I didn't have any drinks on Saturday. Did he outstrike Yair?
You've had a relapse night. I know that.
Did he you say, first of all, we're joking that I'm sober. I just did stop drinking on New Year's just to do it. This is not
You're
like
not in the program.
Yeah, like we joke about it enough that it sounds like he was hitting the kids, and then he needed to get it under control.
Nobody. It's weird to nobody ever brought that up. So,
well, because I tell him not to. Ooh. Anyway, it's not as if Brian Ortega was outstriking Yair Rodriguez in that fight. That wasn't happening, but he did close the distance. He did land some strikes. He did get a takedown, and until his shoulder blew out, we don't know what could have happened. So I think Brian Ortega can win this fight because I also think there is some credence to how badly Yair Rodriguez was just beaten by Alexander Volkanovski. And yes, Volk also beat Brian Ortega, but that was a few years ago. And in that fight, Brian Ortega almost had that submission late. Never quit on himself. Was constantly trying and almost had a submission. Was at the 4th round. Almost pulled off a submission. This is a 3-round fight. I think Brian Ortega can win this fight. So he's going to be the pick. Obviously low confidence because of how good Yair Rodriguez is. But I think Volkanovski beat some years out of Yair Rodriguez. And he might.
What the fuck, dude? That's such a nonsense take. It was like a competitive fight, and then Yair got headbutted, and then he was knocked out like 40 seconds later. He wasn't getting
competitive
beat on.
fight. Dude, he was taken down constantly. Taken down 7 times
that means
and was getting beat on. He was getting beat on.
That means he was getting back up. He was taken down.
He was getting ragdolled and then beat to a finish. All right, go ahead. Let's hear your... All right, let's go. First of all, let's bet on Bet Openly. Big man.
Love to get that. So it's going to take me no time at all to take that because, holy shit, how much? I got $700 in here. You want to do fucking 500?
Yeah, let's do 500.
Easy. Done.
Okay.
What a fucking idiot, dude.
Send it over. That is
Holy
stupid.
shit.
I regret it. Immediately.
Idiot, dude.
I regret it.
Shit.
I'm going to be honest with you. I regret it. Let's not do 500.
No,
Let's
I'll
not
put
do
500. It won't
Let's
be
do
500
100.
for you. It won't be. We're doing 500, sweetheart. There's no doubt about that. That's 156.
I do regret it. Brian Ortega hasn't fought in a year and a half.
Wait, is this? How do I do it private? They changed it. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Sorry. All right, I'll get it going.
I regret it.
Are you gonna talk? Or are you gonna keep talking? Or?
Go ahead. You're supposed to be breaking this down.
Oh, well, I mean, I was one that have watched the first fight. You only have to put 320 in for the 500.
That's not as bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm one of the people that watched the fight, and I watched it like a normal person. I understand that there was a reason why Brian Ortega was trying to shoot takedowns fucking 40, I think it was like 45 seconds into that fight, because he wanted nothing to do with Yair on the feet. And I think in this matchup, he's going to do the same thing. The issue was Brian Ortega, and this is an issue with Yair as well. He's got to clean this up. But he wasn't really, I mean, he has takedowns, but he wants to strike. And if it goes to the ground, he's going to be, somewhat live against Yair. I think it's kind of a wash in that regard. But he doesn't have really great takedowns. And there was a lot of that first round where Brian Ortega was just kind of holding Yair against the fence, didn't really know what to do. But he knew, I'd rather be here than at distance with Yair Rodriguez. That was very clear in that first round because anytime they were at distance, Yair was lighting his ass up and already hit him with like 2 KO shots that would normally drop anybody else. Brian Ortega has been in some fucking wars. He's taken a lot of damage. Eventually, you cannot take that damage anymore. And if there was ever a time that Brian Ortega is going to get knocked out, it's probably in this fight versus Yair because he's already uncomfortable with the striking versus Yair. He did get that takedown, but he had to work hard to even try to get that takedown, and Yair didn't have a sense of urgency to get off the fence. I believe in this fight with 3 rounds, he's going to have a little bit sense of urgency to get back off the fence, and that space, he's going to fucking light Brian Ortega up. So I have a very special connection with Brian Ortega in a very weird roundabout way that I've talked about in Discord.
You're obsessed with his ex-girlfriend?
No, there's a Brian Ortega, literally because of him is why I've met Amanda Hebos. In a random, and I'll explain it in Discord again. It's not really for the live stream, but yeah, I'm going Yair here, and I'm pretty comfortable. I got money on him already. No, I got to send you this link.
Send the link. I'll take it. 3-something, fine.
Yeah,
I mean, I do. I talked myself into that like a fucking idiot. That's not great. I guess we'll see what happens, but I do think Brian wins.
I haven't looked at the chat yet. Did they call you idiots?
People in Discord were like, I'm rooting for you, Ange.
Yeah, I bet.
Casual viewer who I argue with all the time said, I'm rooting for Ortega now. Let's go, Angelo.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. The new nice Ange.
It's in there. There you go.
Nice new Ange. Well, we are completely split on this, so much so that we bet our own money.
This is 5 rounds. They're doing 5 rounds on this one, too?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Well.
And
change anything. I think the same.
Yair's so durable. He went 5 full rounds with Volk, right? Didn't that he went 5 full rounds?
He got headbutted, yeah.
Oh, he was finished
He got headbutted
in that fight. Finished. He's a bum. No, I'm joking. He's not a bum. He's incredible, and I regret this bet a little bit. It is
Bobby Keaton Green on the weigh-in show. He was calling everyone a bum. He's a bum.
Was he really calling people bums?
He was, yeah. Literally every single fighter. He was like, he's a bum. He got fucking a little liquored up. They were drinking wine, and he wasn't drinking the beer, but they did like a wine chugging contest and stuff. And once he got loose, man, he was fucking loose. He was hilarious.
That's so funny. Now, I mean, good for him because he was an interesting choice when I saw they were going to put him on the weigh-in show because he's never done anything like that before. But I guess that's a perfect show to just like test out.
And he was definitely tight in the beginning. You could tell he wanted to be. He had like pre-questioned, like
prepared.
Yeah, he was very prepared. Yeah. But then once he started, he turned into he went from Bobby to King, and it was fucking hilarious after that. It was hilarious after that.
Yeah, good for him. Well, we are split on this fight. I do think you just pick your side in DraftKings. Whoever wins this should score well. It is a 5-round fight, so there's 2 extra rounds to score points in. Yair Rodriguez could put up some very serious points if he's constantly dropping and beating up Ortega. And Ortega at $7,700 with the grappling upside. He already took down Yair the first time they fought. If he does it again a few more times, he could put up some serious numbers there as well. If you do want to check out our full DraftKings slate and what we think and who you should use and all of the tools, the picks, the bets, the round line leans, and more, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.